guys, it's Sarah. It is Sunday, so it is time for predominantly my update video, but I'm also going to talk about a little bit of other stuff too. I had very little vlog this week. Monday I was super sick and stayed home from work, but my boss asked me to run in and get something ready for her because she had a hearing in the afternoon. So I ran into work, and when I got there my car broke like this. Hey guys, so the other day I was talking to you, telling you about how the rear end on my car was fucked up. I did not know the front end on my car was also fucked up. And for that reason, here's my car just hanging out in the street with a fucking tire and a ball joint on the road. See that? That's not how cars go together. I'm not an expert, but I know that much. Fuck me. Fuck Monday. Fuck all of this. Car's back, tires on it. So that was exciting. As far as Hell's Bend goes, I have 9 pages left. After I was sick on Monday, my boss got influenza and things got real hectic at work. I kind of had a rough week. Hopefully I can get caught up a little bit tonight. Hopefully things can work out a little better after I get done. I have a birthday party for my niece, and then I'm going to hopefully just work my ass off. So we'll see how that goes. So I wanted to talk a little bit about reclaiming your writing time and making sure that you're using your writing time, because sometimes we have to select certain periods of time where we write because we have other life obligations, such as birthday parties or jobs or whatever the case may be. We have other obligations. We sometimes need to reassess and remember why we spend a lot of time writing and make sure that we are actually allocating those times to the actual act of writing. It can be really easy to take your writing time and go, yeah, but I haven't gotten a whole lot of downtime, so maybe what I should do is take this time and play a video game or do some research or whatever. But when that's time that's allocated specifically to writing, you should really try to keep that on writing. One of the things that's important to do is figure out what your triggers are to go do other things. If I can smell the cat boxes, which are right by my desk, if I can smell them at all, I cannot focus. So I just try to get the cat boxes done before I sit down to work if they need to be done. Because I can't focus if they're not done. A lot of times if I know there's something that's really messy, that will also do it. Like if I know that the bathroom needs to be cleaned, I need to get that done before I can sit down and write. So making sure I address those things ahead of time is really important, and making sure that I address them before I'm ready to write. So trying to remember that if I have 2 hours a day that are dedicated to actually writing, I need to make sure that I have all of those things that are going to distract me during my writing time already addressed before I sit down to write. That's a really important step to making sure that you're getting the most out of your writing time. Another thing is to allocate specific time to research and things, should you need time to do those things. Some of us don't have anything to research. But if you need time to research, you should allocate specific time to doing that, because otherwise it takes away from your writing time, and then you go and you've spent 2 hours of your writing time, but you haven't done any writing. And that can be very discouraging, and the more discouraged you get, the more likely you are to just bail and move on and say, never mind. Another important step is explaining to the people in your household that you're not messing around. Letting them know that writing isn't a hobby, writing isn't something that you're doing just because you're bored and you have nothing else to do with your time, but it's something that you're taking seriously, so that they understand that when you say, I have 2 hours today where I'm going to sit down and write, that they understand that that means that it's a no-go, that you are not to be bothered unless, there's a house fire or someone needs to go to the hospital. But otherwise they need to kind of give you your time to write. Especially if we have a day job, it's really easy to say, well, but writing's just this other thing I do, so I can allow that to be bumped for something else. And if you're serious, you really need to make sure that you're not letting yourself do that. One of the other keys, and I've mentioned it a little bit here, is claiming the time, deciding what that writing time is going to be. Sometimes you do it ahead of time, sometimes you can do it on the fly, but just being able to say, I am going to do what I should be doing for X number of minutes or for this time. Just being able to say, I have this tangible chunk of time that is going to be writing time is very helpful to making sure that you focus on it and use that time to the best of your ability, and get the most out of it. We always need to remember that writing time, while it can be cathartic in a lot of ways, isn't time to yourself. One of the things I think a lot of writers do have a problem with is understanding that they also need me time. I know that my friend Alina whose page will probably be linked down below because I think it always is, she meditates. It's really important to find something that fulfills that time that you need to like recharge and get your brain going. It doesn't have to be meditation. It might not work for you at all, but finding something that does that. For me, a lot of times it's playing a video game, going bye-bye. You need to find something that fulfills that need to be separated from work. Another thing, and I found this out early on, and it's something that I've kind of developed into just like a habit now, is that referring to writing as work, referring to it in a way that it makes it sound like it's important is really important. Because if you talk about it like it's a requirement, other people will start to think of it like it's a requirement. It's really easy for people to kind of blow you off and say like, yeah, but I mean, it's just a thing you do for fun. But if you start to talk about it like it's your job, then other people will start to think of it that way, and they're going to be less likely to impede on that time, and they're going to be less likely to treat you weird because you have that time, or get upset with you when you have time planned and they want to go do something. So setting those ground rules kind of with the people that you're around and letting them know that this is important to me, this is going to remain important to me, it is actual work. I understand that you might want to go for coffee, but it's going to have to wait till I'm done. These are just some of my tips. What things do you guys do to reclaim your writing time? What do you do to make sure that your family understands that this is serious time and things like that? Put that down below and let me know. Maybe you have some ideas I haven't thought of. It could be really helpful to a lot of people. So if you can think of anything that you do with your family to try to keep them from minimizing what you're doing or acting like you're not as serious as you could be, let me know. We'll be back on my stream on Friday night at 7 p.m. Central. We will then be on Alina's stream at 9 a.m. on Saturday morning, and my Sunday video will be back up again next week. Hopefully I'll have some good news. Maybe Hell's Bend will be done. We'll see. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Hit the bell if you want notifications when I post my videos. Don't forget to go over and follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and Snapchat. I also do have an author Facebook page. It's not nearly as exciting as it might be. I really enjoy Tumblr and Twitter and Snapchat and Instagram. I really like those platforms a lot better. So if you want to get a hold of me, those are your best bets. Also, my Patreon is linked down below. I do have newer rewards up, including some critiques and things like that. So if you're interested in that, please click on the Patreon down below. The rewards are for as low as like $5 a month. Otherwise, I will see you guys all next week. I hope you have a wonderful week and good writing.